is what it isn't. Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit. Me get up, first shot, come strut walking. A little bit of humble, a little bit of cautious. Somewhere between like Rocky and Cosby's for the game. Nope, y'all can't copy yet. Glad moonwalking, and this here is our party. My posse's been on Broadway, and we did it all way. Chrome music, I shed my skin and put my bones into everything I record to it. And yet I'm on. Let that stage light go and shine on down.
Good morning, Blythewood. It's episode dos.
Stop that now.
Okay, fun police.
Let's just start with the show.
My name is Ashley.
And I'm Sid. Welcome back to the show.
Well, spooky season has come to a close and cold autumn weather is starting to approach. This time of year is very tiring for many students and teachers alike.
Thankfully, Thanksgiving is next week and we'll get to have a break from school and spend time with family.
Thank God. I need a break. What else can we expect in recent time?
There will also be a highly anticipated Powder Puff game on Thursday, November 22nd, and events relating to holiday wishes throughout the week.
Sid, I have a question for you. What do you think of when you hear the word disco?
Well, I guess I would think of a disco ball and Afro Puffs from the 70s.
I was asking because Blythewood hosted a silent disco for students.
Yeah? I had no idea that was even happening this week.
Me neither.
I'm starting to wonder how other students feel about this.
Let's get some insight by asking them about disco.
What is it, the 1980s? And they had like the, flared leggings with the afros, roller skates.
I think of a party.
I think about like 60s or 70s and like dancing in like a club or something.
I would think like bright, vibrant color clothing and like big jewelry.
Like sparkly clothes.
Vibrant colors like neon, pinks, blues, orange, yellows.
I think it's influenced a lot of like music and kind of style in ways, everybody loves like vintage stuff and like to go in the past for inspiration.
Definitely the dance style. It's a lot more disco movement and dances. Definitely the clothes too, like the flare leggings and like the flare arm sleeves too. Those are cute.
I think disco has impacted our generation by like the style and music.
Following our interviews about the topic of disco, we sent out a broad survey to all students in BHS via email.
We found out that students saw disco balls, poofy hair, neon themes, and dances.
We also found out that students' favorite disco songs are Staying Alive by the Bee Gees and Let's Groove by Earth, Wind & Fire.
And finally, we found out that the students said that the best disco dance is the disco point.
Shout out to Jalen Means, Eliana Dunlap, and Amani Davis for being the winners of our survey. Please come to 816 and get your candy. I'm just so annoyed right now.
Why?
My teacher assigned a test on a Monday out of all days.
Oh, I remember when my teacher assigned like 5 different worksheets all due on the same night.
Yeah, well, every student will always have at least one teacher that's hard to work with.
Yeah, and same goes for teachers with their students.
Maybe we could ask everyone their teacher and student pet peeves.
According to Webster's Dictionary, a pet peeve is a frequent subject of complaint. From research, common teacher pet peeves include students that ask questions that have just been answered and students who are constantly interrupting class time. Students, on the other hand, have pet peeves about teachers giving the study guide the day before a test and when they overtly show favoritism in the classroom. To gain a better understanding of pet peeves among students and teachers at Blythewood, we asked them what their pet peeves are about each other.
My biggest teacher pet peeve is when teachers create slides to go with their lessons, but they don't explain anything. They kind of just read it word for word, verbatim, and then they just don't explain anything. So it leaves all the students really confused.
They give you a lot of work and only be a 10-point assignment.
Peeve is when students give up before they give themselves a chance to either practice the skill or to fully learn the skill.
They just talking the whole period and you got to listen to that. I can't focus on doing my work and you talking. You feel me?
When students use their phones during class.
I hate when they drink coffee and their breath is really stinky.
That makes sense, actually.
You ever try to help me with my work or something and be like, hey, no.
ranging from big pet peeves such as heavy workloads and poor teaching to little pet peeves like the dangling excess paper at the edge of homework. Students and teachers at Blythewood both have their own hidden pet peeves. Reporting from Blythewood High School, I'm Grace Mays.
Have you heard about the Theater 1 act that was showing on November 7th and 8th?
Yeah, I have. I heard they were really good.
Well, our next segment focuses on the talented, gifted theater group that directed the second show that was called A Human Right.
You know what? That's really interesting.
They do manage the choreography, created all the stage decorations and props.
Interesting.
We have a talented and gifted theater group. They put on 2 one-act plays, one of which was student-directed. This one-act play is called A Human Right by Amanda Armando. It features the writer and his thoughts, was directed scene by scene by each actor. A student director made every decision down to how the actors entered. The talented and gifted theater focuses on performance-based acting throughout the semester, making the inclusion of actors as directors even more impactful.
My favorite part was I let the students each direct one page of the show. So they each got to block the scenes, and I think that they each got to put a little piece of themselves into it, and so I think the end product, everybody felt involved with it, and so that was really cool to see.
My favorite part of doing A Human Right was probably like the free will that we had to do as actors doing it. We had a lot of with ad libs, which is like saying stuff in the background while other people are talking. I think that was one of my favorite parts. I think it was also how we were able to interact with each other a lot during the show.
It was a really joyful experience. My favorite part about theater is the collaboration of it. And so getting a chance to collaborate with all of these young artists and kind of let them shine in both their acting and their directing was my favorite part.
Directing, I directed one of the scenes. I personally think it was really fun because you get to see everybody do what you're envisioning. So I think I like directing it, and it was pretty good. I directed just one scene though.
Like I said, with the blocking, I think they each got to understand that their page and create interesting movement that I couldn't have come up with, to be honest. So I think that we got a different perspective, which made it unique.
I think it was just a lot of people, since it was students and it's a lot of their friends, they want to give suggestions, so it was probably a little bit harder for it because then nobody can get really heard and you don't actually understand it's the one person who has to do it, which is the director, you know. A Human Right was really fun. I enjoyed it a lot. We had, if you saw the opening scene, it was just all of us doing a whole bunch of other things. I was part of a group where we did the little carpet commercial part. So it was me, Abigail, and Thomas who did that. And other people were singing or we were doing monologues and other parts, which I think was probably one of my favorite parts doing it.
Now that we've had an inside look on the play A Human Right, we gained information about the people of the play. All of the students have their own piece to direct. There were many intricate parts of the play that made it unique. Reporting from Blythewood High School, I'm Olivia.
What else is there to add?
I think that's all we got for today.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram and YouTube. Bye, Blythewood!